welcome to the stream tonight, everybody. Okay, let me move the mic over here so I don't have to holler. Okay, I don't want to know about the battery. We ain't jamming too long. I was jamming all day, so we're going to put the jamming aside right now, and we're going to get cereal. Seems to get everything lightened up here. Okay. So tonight we was going to talk about some criminal stuff, but I actually forgot to post it over here. I had to post it over there and over there and over there. But, I got plenty to talk about. As a matter of fact, the first thing I was going to talk about, YouTube told me that for me to take them off of the stream. Okay, this is getting a little bit pathetic with YouTube kicking me off or just telling me I can't have the stream now. I think they're discriminating against me. That's what I think they are doing, discriminating against me. That's what I think. And I'd like to have my streams. I'd like for people to see when I'm going on and for them not to uncheck all my people so they don't get notifications when I go live and all these dirty things that are going down. That's all right. I've been doing this for a whole bunch of years. You don't notice that you got a sharp spike in traffic and then a sharp spike going down on your ads because that's all right. We came to talk about something else tonight, and we're gonna squeeze it in. So, I don't even know where to start on this. Okay, so I think where I'm going to start is I'm just going to let's see. We're going to take a look at this. Now, this is a special project that I took on. And, these special projects, they yield some interesting things, yeah. And so what I had, and I'll post it in a little bit later here, and I'll check back on that. So if my voice starts sounding funny, that's because it's allergy time and they're chopping down all the corn. Earlier, I was talking. My friend Corey asked me if I was all right. Yeah, I think I'm all right. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't take care of yourself, like you said. Okay, I think I'm just gonna. My product picture hasn't loaded yet. But I'm just going to share this with you guys because they're not going to be ready for this. That's all I got to say right now. They're not going to be ready for this one. I probably should be in the situation room. Or maybe the cockpit. Okay. And nobody knows that you can do this. Everybody thinks you can't do this. Everybody's scared or whatever. Oh, nobody thinks you can do that. Nobody thinks you can kick their ass and make them leave you alone with foreclosure either. But there's some people getting it done. Quite a few people getting it done. Not all of them want to be in the limelight. Some of them are pretty embarrassed. And it's sad to say, because I have people talking shit all the time. Oh, well, you could tell them they should pay their bills or whatever. You know what? That is not. The majority of the people in this program didn't end up in it because they didn't pay their bills. They ended up in it because they did pay the bills. And then they got an assignment telling them that somebody else had to pay. We have people in the program that have verification that they paid their bills to the same, and the house is still in foreclosure. How's that? Oh, they made copies of the deed. Okay, let's just stay focused. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about something else right there. The corp are I had a doctor guy call me. His name is, we're just going to call him Dr. Joe Bob. He was like the last Joe Bob dude, but he wasn't a doctor that we helped. Well, actually, the last one helping Henry, and we already his stuff. We already he's But Dr. Joe Bob, and then the Joe Bob before Dr. Joe Bob, and then if we ever help like someone that's a girl, then we'll call him Dr. Joe Bob, Dr. Joe Baba, Dr. Joe. We'll work on that right now. Dr. Joe Bob he contacted me. And obviously, he was interested in a partially eliminated package because of the situation that was going on with him. And in his situation, he needed more than partially eliminated. He needed a tax package too. Apparently, they were going after Dr. Joe Bob for income tax evasion, corporate income tax evasion. That's what this new package is for. It's for people who've been attacked by YouTube. I'll send you a copy of the package if you want to send it to your risk department so they can check it out, because we may be talking some legal shit anyway after a while, the way y'all been rolling. I done my homework. Corporate tax lawsuit package. Okay, so what are you talking about, Coach? I'm out there. I'm out there. And I'm about to bring y'all with me. Y'all know how I roll. I don't use no big old long words. I play football in college and I box afterward. That's why no, I ain't never been counting the lights, but I had to get a new nose. It looked like Michael Jackson if you look at it. Okay, never mind. Never. Okay, never mind. Let me stay focused. So Dr. Bob, Dr. Joe Bob, you know, contacted me. They're going after him for income tax evasion on the corporate level. And he had to take the deal to stop the federal government from attacking his wife. Oh, I got some credentials on that shit. Except it was the other way around. They were attacking my wife and I was getting in the way. But it's the same thing. He's in the way now because they're attacking him. Now, if they had him or they had whatever, they wouldn't need to attack your family to force you to take the deal. They wouldn't. If they had what they need, they wouldn't drag it on for months and months and months. If they had what they need, they wouldn't give you an attorney to protect your rights. And we talked about that a couple of streams back. Okay, so I'm just sitting over here, and I haven't even, Dr. Bob, I haven't even opened up the email you sent me. Now, this is going to be another product that I offer, probably. It's a very expensive product, so I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, because and I haven't even, man, but it's going to be one that I offer, and I'm bragging right now because I already know Dr. Bob ain't backing out because he about to go to Senate. He's going to go with it, however way we roll with it. But you know what? I don't like working that hard all the time. I don't know. Yo pienso, yo soy muy viejo. No me gusta mucho trabajo muy duro cada día. No. Me gusta relajarte. I like to relax more. Okay, so I think different. I already know that all of their stuff is crap at the gate. It's crap during. It's crap. It's it can never get cleaned up. So it doesn't matter figuring out. Okay, so I don't like to spend a whole lot of brain power trying to figure that out. So I'm just gonna. Okay, so he said they're going after him for tax evasion. Now, with that comes a bunch of other shit, like money laundering and wire, whatever. There's a bunch of shit to beat you down with the fear to make you think that you need to take the deal. I didn't take the deal when I was locked up. They told me they had a 98% conviction rate. And I said it's a plea rate. Okay, because y'all asses screw people over, pay. It's the plea rate. So I'm taking my 2%, and I'm here now teaching Dr. Joe Bob. He might be down to 1% because it don't matter. It don't matter because we come to the table with the fire. Because it's federal. I'm scared now. They're on the same bullshit over there, down over here. The same bullshit. Only difference is a higher court, and they're way more expensive, and they care way more about how they look than these fools down there, and they can get dragged into a higher. And if you come with federal acts in front of the 42 U.S.C. 1983, the federal acts is how we bring the criminal liability to the table for these people. I'm checking over a Rumble and it shows I'm not live, and I don't know why it's. Well, I'm still figuring some of these things out. Okay. Well, it says I'm live, but it's not showing on my computer. Huh. Okay, well, it's saying I'm live, but it's not showing that I'm live on. I don't know what happened on that. Okay, so let's just. I'm going to take you guys through the check down when Dr. Bob, when I hung up from talking to him and I'm sitting around thinking about it. Okay, so corporate income tax evasion. Oh, see, that's title. Wait. I got on the computer and I went to the legal software AI, and I asked them, is it against the law to not pay corporate taxes? Do you have to pay? Oh, yes, you have to pay. Right. Okay, so the corporate taxes are under Title 26 and IRS codes. Codes. There's a word right there that rings a bell. Codes. Is that like a statute and a code? No. It's not like a statute and a code. Okay? A statute comes first. Statute and codes. We're still in a damn cesspool, don't get me wrong, but stay with me here. Okay? Statutes are the top of their cesspool, and codes are down here in where the stink is. And then there's rules and policies, whatever. I don't know. I don't really go down there. But what I do know is that a code is less than a statute. A statute is not a valid law because they don't have enacting clauses, titles. I get my fingers mixed up looking in the camera, sorry. Or bodies. So it's not, so the internet, messing with it. Like bring it. So I asked another question. Okay, let me ask you a different question. So where did they come up with what the IRS code and title, Okay. Title 26. Title 26. And sometimes they mention Title 18 because you want to come in with you with the money laundering and drug shit. I said, okay. So I asked the computer, is Title 26 or either one of them? Just give me one. I mean, one. Does Title 26 or the IRS code have the three elements that the Constitution mandates must be present for something to be a valid law? That would be an enacting clause, a title, and a body. Now, the enacting clause tells people from what authority the law comes from and who's supposed to be following it. And I'll tell you right there why they don't put that on there, because it'd be from a fake-ass corporation They don't have no more authority than Walmart. That's where it came from. That's my opinion, YouTube. You can check it. Okay? You can check it. Corporation, that's what they are. They're a corporation. And so let's just let's just not get stuck there. Okay, because we don't have to get stuck anywhere. We don't have to argue with people. Okay? Not when you bring in the fire. If you have to argue, you don't understand your shit. Also remember, they ain't used to getting punched in the face. So when you punch them in the face, they're gonna go for broke and act like you ain't done nothing. You'll know. You'll know from the chaos and confusion they're running around right before. Okay, so are corporate taxes voluntary? That's my question. I already know income tax are voluntary, but everybody thinks you have to. I'm gonna put a lawsuit together for that shit too. Okay, but right now we stuck on corporate tax, helping Mr. Joe Bob over here. Are corporate taxes voluntary? That was my question to start my research on the computer, because I know all about taxes. I know about a lot of shit. Okay, but this is work with me here. Most people, oh, hell yeah. Once you sign it, I used to say that shit too. Once you sign, whatever. Okay, wait a minute. If you sign a contract to do this shit and you don't do the shit, then they should be going after you for violating the contract. Right? Not sending you to federal jail and attacking your wife and family and doing all that shit. That's not what I don't think. Okay, so let's just, I have ADD and I'm in my head. Okay, so, well, wait a minute. That's just voluntary. You signed the contract to do that shit. And you signed that contract to do that shit based off of the lies that you've been told. The value that you're going to get. That value is some old time bullshit anyway. I know they didn't factor in the coronavirus or the trade wars or our government giving away all the money to all those free people that was up in. No, they didn't factor none of that shit in. They ain't gonna factor it out either. They ain't gonna know. Okay, so you know what? I don't like to argue what they did, because that just, when you start arguing shit, I'm still thinking in my head. It's voluntary. No, but okay. Title 26, Title 18 was never ratified. I already know that. It was short votes. It was never ratified. And anybody want to argue that shit with me, haul your ass over there and see if it has an enacting clause too. Okay? Because if it don't have an enacting clause of title antibody, I don't need to show you shit that I have. I'm just going to throw it out there for the smart asses. Okay? The people that are smarter than me. Okay, here we go. Title 26 and Title, are any of them. Give me one that has an enacting clause of title antibody. Not one. Okay. So the computer didn't want to admit that. Oh, okay. So I'm like, no. Let me ask you another question. Do we have to obey laws that are not aligned with the Constitution? Bam! And I would throw the other hand too, but then I started knocking shit over, you know? Because usually when you come in with that fire, it's a 1-2 punch, or you come in with a kick to the thigh about 8 inches above the knee. There's a little window of nerves. You can kick that little window of nerves, and it almost paralyzes. It almost paralyzes the person's leg. And then you play. But it's like I said, when they know they jammed, they're going to come after you. So you get to play for about 2 seconds, and then they're going to go for broke. When they do that, you kick the other leg. Bam! And now both their damn legs hurt. And if they want to still come, then you just do the leg sweep, because you can't put all the weight on either one of their legs. Do a leg sweep, take them right down, and you didn't even have to throw a punch. Cops show up. He fell down. I was trying to help him. I think he had a cramp in both legs at the same time. Okay, so computer finally said, no, we do not have to follow laws that are not aligned with the Constitution. Okay, scrap all that other shit. I don't get back in my head. Number one, administrative court. Administrative court is the court that we're all end up in. All of them. Administrative court. When you're in their administrative court going after them for their administrative bullshit, they'll tell you, we can't give you money damages. We can't give you money damages. All we can do is possibly ask them to. Now, we ain't doing shit. It's an administrative court. You're an administrative court. Okay, so you're an administrative court going after you. The IRS is not a part of the government. They're a corporation just like Walmart. They're not part of the damn government. They are not. And neither is the Postal Service. Total bullshit. Okay, but you know what? The IRS code, it don't have nothing to verify that they're valid laws. Now, in the corporate situation, you're agreeing to all this stuff, and they're agreeing to give you all these breaks. All the breaks they're agreeing to give you depend on you making all this money and paying. What if you don't make the money? Do they have a check down on the? Okay. So the corporation is the one that they control. The fake corporation on paper. How do they get from paper to locking your ass up? Oh, here comes that attorney. Here comes the attorney that the federal government sent you to help protect your rights. I'm Mr. Attorney here to help you protect your rights. The federal government sent me to help you protect your rights. Now, I'm going to talk to you on YouTube. This is my opinion, and I have 14 of them. I ain't never been convicted, nor have I ever took the deal. So when you throw that on television, you better throw that last part right in there too, because I'm going to ask you about it. Never took the deal. Okay, so the tax situation, how do they get from the administrative to the judicial, where they have judicial authority to send your happy ass to freaking jail, prison, or anything? Okay, in my head, if I did what Dr. Joe Bob allegedly was doing, making all of that money, they said the same shit about my ex-wife and me. We were making, show me the damn money. If I did the same thing Dr. Joe Bob did, and they came and got in my face, I would be asking, so how did we get from the administrative part of that shit over to the judicial part where you giving wait. How is it that y'all asses holding me liable for the fake corporation? I mean, that's an easy check down the right. Wait. It's all fake. That's all fake. They didn't do shit to get any money because all the alleged benefits they're going to give you count and depending on the amount of money that you made, I think. I mean, that's the way it's, So if they wanted to jam you up because you didn't follow the contract, I would think that all they would be able to do was yank your corporate existence. That obviously is worthless as shit right now, all along. Or you'd be, oh, I didn't even want to know what the plan was to put you on. Okay, so they don't. All they could do is yank what's theirs, or what they thought was theirs, or what they brought to the table to give you that really wasn't theirs. Oh shit, I need to work on that. In my head, how do we get to over here to where we're taking somebody to prison because of their corporate tax situation? You didn't really give them nothing. They don't have to. Okay, so so we're gonna find out how they want to play it because I put together this lawsuit package that we're going to be using. Okay, but it's not just about the package because I already been through this shit. And Coach and Coach Bobby Joe. Oh, Dr. Bobby Joe. First thing that you're going to need to be doing, and we'll talk about this tomorrow sometime, or if you're watching, you can call me after this is over because I'm pretty worked up, so I'm not going to be going to bed early. The first thing that you need to do is, but I don't want you to do this until we're ready. Okay? You need to get this stuff ready, and I'll email it over to you as soon as you call me to let me know that we're on the same page. The first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to protect your property. So you're going to need to get that notice of conveyance and the notice of less pendants. And when we have the D-Day, that's when the shit's going down. Then we're going to do all this stuff kind of at the same time because we want to get these things in, protect your property before we actually get the punches over there. Because the first thing they're going to do is try to shut off your money. That's the first thing they're going to do. So we're just going to punch their ass right in the face and already have that done. And then you'll also have the notice of less pendants and the notice of fraudulent conveyance and the notice of less pendants also filled out to go in your case. And first you'll do the first thing and make sure that you get like file stamp copies. They'll stamp this little round thing on it. That's what you want to file over in your case as okay. And we'll talk about this later. We want to get that backside shored up so they won't have no angles to try and you know what to do. Now, in the lawsuit package that I put together for this, Doc, we're addressing the fact that they attacked your wife, and the prosecutor going to have to write her apology letter or some shit. You can add anything you want to what we're doing. That's how we're going to do this. And so once we get that done, then we're gonna have a little more fun. Okay, we're gonna have a little more fun. From where I'm sitting, and at the end of the day, it's just voluntary. It's voluntary, and if you jack up and you don't go along with the program they put together for you, they take the program. But it's not their program. The program belongs to whoever's generating the money, in my head. And it ain't them, I don't think. Somebody help me with this. We don't have to follow laws that don't align with the Constitution. No. Yeah, Coach Kendrick, he got his stuff. He filed them both on the same day. Mi amigos tienen kahuna muy grande. Yeah, he got courage and guts. He filed them both on the same day and made him take them, and they didn't give him. They I used to look at him whenever they give me a hard time. They told me one day, "Oh, we need you to provide these consent forms given the magistrate judge." And I looked like, "Excuse me." So the magistrate judge, in order for the magistrate judge to be involved, the magistrate judge has to have signed consent from all parties, right? Well, Mr. Neighbors, you don't have to, thank you. I don't argue with him. I throw my stuff on the table, and it's like selling cars. I used to sell cars. Okay, when you come down, you put that pen on the table. You can't say nothing. The first person who speaks is, not the winner in the car selling thing. Yeah, I make them explain to me. And then if they start that shit, I just ask for the supervisor because my legal team already told me you guys are going to give me a bunch of crap. Do you have the number to your regional supervisor? Because I think your supervisor in there is probably just full of shit like you. So I'm just going to step past that one if you don't mind. Or I've done this before. They're trying to give me a hard time telling me I can't. No. You know what? What's your name? Catherine. Okay, Catherine. I'm going to change this claim to a supplemental pleading. I can do that. I'm going to scratch it out, supplemental pleading, and then I'm going to add you right here, right there. And then I'm going to sign, date, and initial it since you're have a higher authority than a notary, or I'll just pay you the $5 if you want the $5. And I'm going to sign, initial it and now you're going to need your supervisor to come in and file this. I just added your ass as a defendant or plaintiff, depending on how I'm coming. It don't matter. I got to add either way. No. What's your supervisor's name? Because you're looking at me too long. I think you got a shitty attitude. I'm going to add her too. Okay. You might want to make sure you're close to the door. Okay. Oh, the judicial notice of conveyance and less pending is fire. Yeah, Henry's enjoying that right now. And that's what we came up with that for him. We needed to figure out a way to let them know that we were challenging, because the way they got it set up, and I don't know why I have it set up like this. The way they got it set up, way over there is where you go to take a look at the deed. And then way over here is where you go when they're trying to take your property from you. Now, why ain't the stuff in the same? Well, now it can be judicial notice of fraudulent conveyance. And now that moves you up, in my opinion, it moves you up to the number one lien holder, because you're challenging where the lien came from, that the lien's dirty. And fraudulent conveyance means it's just a shovel of the paperwork. You ain't have to argue all that, who the lender wasn't, and so many note and all that shit. Yeah, and we're adding that to all of our foreclosure packages. We're adding that. This is your title insurance you get from winningcourtnow.com. There, it's still on sale for $99. It's on sale for $99. It's on sale for $99. And the new eviction, they're both the same. They're the same packages. I'm about to make another one for people, because people don't understand. You don't have to be in eviction. You don't even have to be in foreclosure to use this to protect your property. This is better than damn title insurance. Okay? Because this makes them not want to mess with the shit. And then your goal should be to get the shit out of their office. Okay, that should be your goal. This just blocks them from making any money off of your property. Everybody that has property should spend the $99 for this fancy Dan Coach Neighbors kick-ass title insurance. The judicial notice of fraudulent conveyance and less pendants. Now we also have a less pendants package that you can use that requires the federal certified copy of federal filing, but you use that to put a lien on their courthouse or on their property or whatever, because they don't have no immunity. Check that shit. They do not have immunity. It says they have qualified immunity for judicial functions. That's exactly what he said. I read that. I said right in my head still. Qualified immunity, which means they have to qualify for it. By following the Constitution. Oh, that's what I'm thinking in my head. I don't know. I know they don't. I know that. Now, the way we got this set up, the notice of less pendants, the notice of fraudulent conveyance, and my sciences are really, and the notice of less pendants, the judicial notice of friends or whatever, work with me here, is designed to be filed in the case that they have against you. And remember, most of the time, they're in such a hurry to get your asses off the property, okay, to do this shit in a lesser court that don't even have any judicial authority to hear anything about property in the first place, let alone if there was a dispute in federal court or in any court. Okay, so remember, You're not putting this shit in state court to argue. People get so wrapped up in trying to make sure, the hell with that. Get that shit in their face. Okay, we're not trying to argue it. We don't have to. Around here, we take jurisdiction. Bam, we take it. You ain't gonna take it over here worrying and whatever. Get this shit, stick it in their face. It don't have to be perfect. I mean, it's set out to where if you just sit down and relax, fill in the placeholders, everybody's shit is the same. Everybody's shit is the same. Except for criminal stealing your property. There's a couple of little checks, but everybody's shit is the same. If it's not, then you're arguing the wrong shit. You're arguing what you're talking about, what they want you to talk about. That starts the arguing, and then their buddy judge gets to help them. Their shit is pretty simple for me. I got stuck in it for 33 damn months. No, I never been convicted of shit, nor have I ever took the deal. 33 months. Here's when I flipped my card out, but I flipped it over there and it fell over the other side. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm one of I don't really know anybody else that went through that shit. And then got the diesel fuel beat down. Okay. When I told them that I wasn't going to, they got really mad when they came to me to take the deal. Everybody, it was the third time, and I was so I had the guard going with me because I knew that they were on some bullshit. There was two of them. You know how that goes. I need somebody else. So the guard was standing there, and they start, telling me that we can get you out of here today. We just need to know you to say there was something going on in your wife's secondhand store. Now, what? 5 years later, all that shit, harassing her, making her jump through hoops. Then I tell him, yo no quiero ver mi casa ahorita porque me gusta la comida aquí. And the guard almost started laughing. And then they looked at me and I said, dile, por favor, dile. And the guard said, Mr. Neighbors said that he's not in a hurry to go home right now because he likes the food here. Oh, then they got really mad and started saying I was mentally ill and shipping me all over the place or whatever. So, looking back on, that does sound kind of crazy. Oh, just kind of give you guys an idea, all right. So, the stuff I'm telling you guys to do. Oh, I did. I did some pretty crazy stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start a playlist, and in that playlist is just going to be funny stories. Well, most of them are kind of funny. Well, most of them are funny. Some of them are kind of funny. They're interesting stories. Yeah, we'll go there. Okay, let's do a screen share. Okay. So this is what the corporate tax fraud lawsuit package. My image hadn't loaded up yet. I'm just barely getting this finished up so I can show it to you guys. So if you had a corporation and they're jacking you around with this situation, we got this. I'm not quite done with it yet. I got to put the list of documents out and Yeah, we're gonna keep you guys up to date on Dr. Joe Bob's shit. Yeah, we got the statement of constitutional emergency. This forces them to move it up to the higher court. And the higher court strips away all the administrative BS and can only rule on the constitutional issues. So we added a memorandum of law for the temporary restraining order, and then we also have temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. This is two in the same. I'll have to change that. This autocorrect thing. And I'm going to include the cloud your title package and the less penance to put a lien on their shit. I'm going to include. This is going to be one. It's also going to address the tax situation. It's going to be like 3 in 1. Yeah, bring that fire to the table. But I got to go and get something to eat now because I'm getting hungry. All of this talking crap is making me hungry. So thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. I'll see you in the next video. Now, if you guys know somebody that went through this, have them call me. 913-240-0227. Ask for Coach. And then I'll let Coach know you're asking for him. Okay, see, this is what happens when my stomach's not happy, my brain ain't working right. So I got to get on out of here, go get something to snack.